All right, and here we are getting ready to kick off our Junior Varsity Women's Game of the Week. It'll be the Trotwood Madison Rams all in red versus the Fairmont Firebirds all in white. It'll be Jared Bergstrom and Jackson Lightcap bringing you tonight's game. Jackson, who should be a player we should watch out for the Firebirds tonight?
Well, I'm not just going to pick one player. I'm going to pick actually a couple. I'm picking Jess Baker and Macy Schwegman. Jess, of course, a sophomore, Macy, a junior. They swing up on the varsity level, so they have some varsity experience coming down to play this game, and I think that they're going to have the greatest impact for Fairmont tonight. Alrighty, and real quick, when we have a second, let's take a look at the starting lineups. First off, for the Rams at guard, Delilah Dunson. At guard, Jayla Jordan. At forward, Aisha Kenyetta. At guard, Dione McHenry. And at center, Larissa Abrams. And the starting lineups for the Firebirds: at guard, Macy Schwegman. At guard will be O'Malley Quillen. At wing will be Serena Baker. At another wing will be Jess Baker. And at center will be Diamond Noble.
Looks like you're going to have Serena Baker go up against
Larissa Abrams to get started here. And Fairmont wins the tip. It goes to Baker. She'll pass it back to Schwegman, and we are underway here at Trent Arena. Pass down inside, and an easy layup there for O'Malley Quinlan.
And Fairmont's going to force a turnover here. Actually, it's a jump ball, so it'll stay with the Rams.
Fairmont starting off in a press to begin the game.
And Quinlan took a shot there at the end when she went up for that layup. She hit the ground hard.
And a nice shot. And a nice shot there for Trotwood. It's all tied up here at 2 apiece. O'Malley Quinlan bringing the ball down the court. And Trotwood looking like they are starting in a 3-2 zone to start the game on defense. Back out to the wing, back up top to Schwegman. Kicks it over to Quinlan once again. She'll bring it back up to the top, and the Firebirds will reset on offense.
This is definitely one of the bigger teams that Fairmont has seen height-wise, not being able to just work their way into the paint.
O'Malley Quinlan with a great cut. Jess Baker found her, but it was great. It was defended perfectly there from number 22, Aisha Kenyetta, tipped out of bounds. And actually, no, they're saying it was out of bounds on Fairmont. It was touched by Quinlan, just wasn't able to pull it in. So they inbound it, and it will be a jump ball, but this time the possession arrow going to Fairmont.
It's rare to see 2 jump balls in less than really a minute of game time.
Jess Baker at the wing. They're going to get it in the corner. Schwegman wide open 3, and it is no good. Just off the mark. Offensive rebound there going to number 10, Serena Baker. She'll get it back out to Schwegman. Jess Baker tries a 3 at the top of the key. That one's off too. Rebound by Diamond Noble. Kicks back out to Macy Schwegman, and the Firebirds will reset.
3 straight possessions for the Firebirds on 2 offensive rebounds is going to demoralize this Trotwood defense if they cannot get a stop.
And Serena Baker on the inside. And the pass was from Jessica Baker. She'll get the assist for that. And Fairmont once again will try their full court press, but Trotwood this time will get up above half court. Trotwood will reset. And the Firebirds looking in a similar look too, playing a zone to start the game.
Looks like they're going to match Trotwood's 3-2 zone with one of their own.
Kick out onto the wing, and they will reset it back up top. And we got a whistle called, and a timeout will be called by Trotwood.
Yeah, Trotwood just looked confused there. They had all 5 players standing outside the 3-point line. Nobody really moving anywhere to try and get some motion or anything going. So I think it's a good timeout for Trotwood, because even though this is only 4 offensive rebounds so far in this game, So they want to try and make sure they get a score on this possession.
And really, if they can, Trotwood, Fairmont's the more talented team. And one thing that you can, in basketball, you can always beat more talented teams. It's just you have to play together as a team. Team chemistry will overcome talent 9 times out of 10. And that's one thing that Trotwood's going to have to do. And with us, a lot of team chemistry and a lot of plays that you got to draw up and be on the same page about, you got to call a lot of timeouts. So look for Trotwood taking a lot of their timeouts earlier in the game rather than later, because they want to keep up for Fairmont the whole game. They don't want to dig themselves a hole and then have to come back in the second half.
And this is our second game for the Firebirds for the junior varsity game, and we've seen them surmount a huge lead early and teams just playing catch up.
It's always better to keep pace or play ahead than have to play catch up. You don't want to get down. Trotwood knows that. That's why they're going to look for them to use a lot of their timeouts earlier in the game rather than later. It will be Trotwood's ball. They will pass it in.
And they're going to turn it right over. Liberty? No, I guess it was deflected off of Fairmont.
Jayla Jordan's the guard running the top of the key. Fairmont once again in their 3-2 zone, trying to clamp down on the 3-point shot. And a long time for the Rams to get started. They finally do.
Already 20 seconds holding on to the ball and not really moving anything towards the rim, which is where something you'll probably have to score on the Firebirds is down underneath.
They're going to get back to Jordans. Jordans is going to drive, kick over, and pass was high. She had an open shot. The pass was high, and Serena Baker will cause a turnover. Here comes Schwegman coming down the other way. Attacks the middle, gets it back to Baker. Baker takes one dribble, gets inside, tries to keep her balance, puts it up off the basket, won't go. Gets her own rebound, and that one's good. Serena Baker has now 4 points for the Fairmont Firebirds. And Jayla Jordans will set the pace at the top of the key. Delia Dunson with the ball. And it will be a turnover for Trotwood. Madison Fisher checking in for the Fairmont Firebirds as Diamond Noble will go take a seat. The rest of the 4 for Fairmont stays the same. And here comes Baker. She will be running point guard on this possession. Gets it to Madison Fisher. Madison Fisher tries to get it back up to the top of the key. Gets it down inside to the elbow. Good pass from Baker inside to Serena Baker. And Serena Baker will have her 6th point of the game.
And 3 easy layups for Baker, really.
Coming off the assist 2 from Jessica Baker. And Fairmont is up 8-2.
And see, there's a lot of standing around here for Trotwood, something they have got to work better on. Here's a 3 that was no good by Trotwood. I believe that was by
Kirsten Robinson.
Yeah.
Here comes Serena Baker down onto the other end. Holding it at the top of the key. Fairmont will start their offense. Fairmont battles back. They will reset once again. Madison Fisher gets it to Jess Baker. She's going to come in. Serena Baker. And that one is good. Serena Baker now 8 points in this game, and Fairmont only has 10. So 8 of 10 points. 8 of Fairmont's 10 points has come from Serena Baker.
Yeah, Trotwood has definitely got to try and find, maybe you're going to have to start double teaming her whenever she gets the ball. Trotwood's not finding an answer to stop her early offensively.
3-point shot, and it is way off. Once again, taken by Robeson.
In the game for the Lady Firebirds, number 15, Taylor Wells. Also number 30, Kelly Bull.
And some subs checking in for the Firebirds. Callie Bowles checks in for the Firebirds. Taylor Wells also checking in for the Firebirds.
Under 2 minutes left now in the game, and
Fisher loses the ball, able to control it. Trotwood going for the trap. The Fairmont Firebirds get past the trap, but they will turn it over. It was intercepted by number 23, Larissa Abrams. And now here comes on the other end.
And a foul down low looks like it's going to be called. It'll be the first foul of the game.
Fairmont foul number 11, O'Malley Quinlan, number first with the foul. Team's first of the half.
It's on O'Malley Quinlan of the Firebirds.
And here comes Nicole Moreland. She will head to the line. And the first one is off, just off to the left.
Trotwood substitution, number 15, Jayla Jordan.
You're going to see Jordan check back into the game for Trotwood for number 23, Abrams.
And Moreland's second free throw is good. So Trotwood now has their third points of the game, and they're down by 7, 10-3. And O'Malley Quinlan will be bringing up the ball. Trotwood staying in their 3-2 zone. Get it into the corner and brings it back up top. On the drive is Callie Bowles, and that shot was no good.
It's going to stay with Fairmont, though. Bowles set to inbound for the Firebirds.
And she'll get it out to Taylor Wells. Taylor Wells will drive, gets it out to Madison Fisher. Back to O'Malley Quinlan. Quinlan at the top of the key. Fairmont will reset. There's 1:09 left here in the quarter. Great pass inside to Serena Baker, and Baker just too hard off the glass. Offensive rebound goes to Taylor Wells, and it's stolen there.
That was by number 14, Nicole Moreland.
Wide open layup, and they cannot connect. That would have been a great way to get some points for the Rams and probably try to jumpstart this offense. The Rams offense has been quiet so far. Madison Fisher, top of the key. Nice pass inside to Wells.
Bowles, that's a three that was blocked.
And it was blocked by Moreland.
But it's going to stay with Fairmont with 36 seconds left.
And Jared, we've already seen Moreland for Trotwood making a huge impact on this game so far today.
Now, you see Schwegman comes back in for the Firebirds. I've seen a lot of times they draw up a three for her coming out. Well, Fairmont's going to take a timeout. But normally on an inbound pass, they try and draw up a three for Schwegman either in the corner or at the top of the key. So we'll look to see if they do that here out of this Fairmont timeout. But like you said, that missed layup by Moreland, I think that was, is going to come back and probably haunt the Rams, because that would have cut the lead in half and definitely built some momentum going into the second quarter, as they've just come out flat-footed here so far.
And especially when you only have 3 points in the whole first quarter, and that's not good either way. Like, especially when you're playing against Fairmont, whether you're playing against Fairmont, whether you're playing against some other team, maybe a team that's not that good. It still matters, because you always want to jumpstart a game, and you always want to be out of the gates punching. You always want to be out of the gates doing really well and get on a hot streak to begin the game.
Looking here, sorry to interrupt, but Schwegman corner three, and that's exactly what we've seen Fairmont draw up.
Serena Baker gets the rebound, puts it back in, and she now has 10 points. Fairmont only has 12. Moreland on the drive, it's stolen.
Bowles just rips that away.
Schwegman, and that one is knocked away. It's out of bounds on Delia Dunson.
So Firebirds will keep it with 14.3 seconds left. And you see Schwegman, she's going to line up right at the right block, and she's going to go to the left corner, and probably another three attempt, and there it is. Just unable to connect.
Bowles the rebound, and she goes up with it and will draw the foul.
Yeah.
I think they called her in the act of shooting too.
Callie Bowles will be at the line shooting 2 free throws.
Yeah.
On the free throw line for the Firebirds, Callie Bowles, 2 throws.
That's crazy, man.
Callie Bowles, another big prospect in this organization, playing JV as a freshman. And most of the time when you're playing JV as a freshman, pretty much proves that you have a future in the program.
Mm-hmm. And Bowles goes 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. And Trotwood has got to try and find a bucket to find something to talk about. And another high errant pass.
And here comes Bowles once again. She's going to pull up for 3. as the timer was running down. That's the reason why she pulled up for 3. And that comes up no good. But after the first quarter, the Fairmont Firebirds 14 and the Trotwood Rams 3.
What really, I mean, Trotwood 6 turnovers there in the quarter. Something not to be good for. 0 for 2 from 3, 1 for 2 from the line for quick basic stats. Fairmont 3 turnovers, but Fairmont 0 for 6 from 3, so they're not afraid to shoot it, and they proved it, and 2 for 2 from the line. But really the highlight player to talk about is Serena Baker, 10 of the team's 14 points, and they've really come off of easy layups.
And yeah, there hasn't even, it's not even been outside. Usually when you see a lot of players, whether it's on the varsity level or college level, usually when you see a lot of players get 10 points in a quarter, usually there's at least 1 3-pointer to go along with it, you know, if not multiple. What they're doing is they're just pounding the inside, and Trotwood does not have a fight back into them. There's just a nice little pass inside. Trotwood isn't crashing the boards, and I guarantee you half of those 10 points have come off easy second chance layups.
Yeah, I think there was 2 second chance layups, and then there was 3 transition buckets that Trotwood's just not getting back fast on transition defense, and that's something that Fairmont's gonna utilize and attack all game as Trotwood gets the ball here to start the second quarter.
They're down 14-3, and they really need something.
Yeah, they need a bucket and a stop badly here.
Brooklyn Woolens bringing up the ball. Serena Baker is guarding her. Or excuse me, that's O'Malley Quinlan. And it is a turnover. It's off of Moreland, and we just got done talking about Moreland. Very aggressive presence with her on the court.
Down low too. You've seen her alter a few shots.
Trotwood will go to a press. It's Bowles bringing it up. Bowles breaks the press. Nice pass outside. The shot is up. It is no good. It was Faith Bennett, the sophomore, who took it. Trotwood now trying to push the floor.
Trotwood had numbers, but another turnover for the Rams.
And here comes Serena Baker.
Just a little bit too hard off the back of the iron, but that was another quick transition bucket that they could have capitalized on.
Way off the mark there. And they're going to push the floor once again. Here comes Baker, 2-on-1. Baker will pull back, will take a nice little hook shot. Won't go, second place choice. And that one is good.
Baker's just putting on a clinic.
And there's another one of that second point opportunity that we were just talking about.
Followed her miss perfectly and did not lose sight of the ball. And Trotwood, 2 turnovers on 2 possessions, and now 3 turnovers on 3 possessions this quarter.
Once again, it's Baker coming down the court.
Gives it off to Bowles, and her shot a little high off balance. And Trotwood has got numbers, 3-on-1.
And there is a foul. Faith Bennett hit the floor along with Brooklyn Woolens.
I think that's going to be a foul on Faith Bennett for the Firebirds.
Fairmont 42, Faith Bennett for 13 seconds. For Fairmont,
and there is I guess you could call it a platoon shift for the Firebirds. They take out 4 of the 5 that were on the court.
On the court for the Firebirds is Bowles, Schwegman, Bennett, Carter, and Kaylee Kleen. The first time we've seen her or Marie Carter today. Marie Carter, another player that is on varsity, dropping down to play JV today. And there's another turnover for the Rams. Carter will be bringing the ball up the court.
Now I've seen her in a few, when like the Firebirds are up big in the varsity game, I've seen Mari Carter come up huge. She's an excellent ball handler. And they're going to call a travel there. I thought she hit that was an illegal screen.
It looked like Bowles just tripped, and of course when you trip and you have the basketball, most of the time you're going to get called for a travel, if not all the time. And here comes Woolens bringing up the ball. She'll get it in the corner. Open three for Trotwood, and it's in and out of the bucket. Marie Carter the rebound. She's pushing the floor. Carter cuts back once, cuts back twice, gets inside. Past the Bowles off the, and she drops it, and another travel. That's the second one in a row for Callie Bowles.
And that's where you can see the speed. Carter is kind of like, comparing her, she's like another Micaiah Webster for the Firebirds. And you saw she was just drove into the paint, and I think she was expecting Bowles to kind of like take the pass kind of like Bartley or Westbeld does, but it's not. This is junior varsity, not varsity, so these players are not used to that. And Trotwood turns it over again, their 5th of the quarter.
And a nice pass up top and a rebound there for Dina Zamara. Dina Zamara just checked into the game for Faith Bennett, and not even 10 seconds into the game, she has her first points of the game. And a drop pass there. It's intercepted by Haley Clean. And here comes Bowles once again, gets it to Carter at the top. Carter's going to drive. Carter gets inside. It slips out of her hands. And then she will throw an arrogant pass right to number 24, Robeson, for...
Bowles, what a steal by Bowles.
And Bowles is able to finish off on the other end. And this game is quickly getting out of hand for Trotwood. 20-3, and we are just over halfway in the second quarter.
Down low.
Pass inside once again. It was swatted away from Zamara, and here comes Carter once again passing into Clean, and Clean will not be able to make that one.
4-on-1 now for the Rams, and she's going to take it and makes the shot. That looked like number 4, Brooklyn Woolens.
That's Brooklyn Woolens' first basket of the day, and Trotwood now has 5 points. Carter bringing up the ball with pretty much no defense at all. And a bad throw there by Macy Swegman, and once again Wolin wide open layup, and she will take advantage of that. And just like that, it's back to a 13-point game.
And Fairmont quickly calls a timeout as that was 3 straight turnovers for the Firebirds that have led to buckets for the Rams, and I think they want to talk about it. But Trotwood 8 turnovers so far in the quarter, something that they've got to work better on. You can see here our huddle cam, floor cam, something new this year that we've been working on. But at least, now you see Serena Baker come back out on the court for the Firebirds. But at least we can see that somebody else can score besides her.
And Jared, I'm sitting here and we're watching the JV game, and I just can't really get my mind off the varsity game we're going to be able to call here later today. Last time I saw Fairmont, I think, was ranked 6th in the state. Trotwood always has a good women's basketball program. Should be a great game to watch here after this JV game. Up top here, and Baker, looking for a foul. Baker gets her second board.
Almost a third offensive board.
But it's out of bounds off Trotwood, so great effort there by Baker. She missed 2 shots, but she also got 2 rebounds, fought for the third one, and just couldn't come up with it, but it remains Fairmont ball. Carter will inbound it to Schwegman. Schwegman open 3. She gets that one, and that one is good. Macy Schwegman has her first basket of the evening. She now has 3 points. The Fairmont leads by 16. High pass into the corner. It was intended for Woolens. The high pass came from Moreland, and it is a turnover once again for the Trotwood Rams.
Okay, what should I do?
Pass down court. Jess Baker drives in. 1-on-1. Baker will miss the layup. A rebound there by Baker won't go. So the second chance opportunity won't go. And Trotwood will bring the ball down the other court. Drives inside. Layup won't go. Long rebound for the Rams. It's recovered. And a 3-point shot here. That one will skip over the rim. Rebound to Macy Schwegman with almost no contest at all for the ball. Pass up court to O'Malley Quinlan.
Baker hits the ground.
Quinlan wide open 3 in the corner. She will take that. It's in and out. Unfortunate luck for the Firebirds. It was right there, just in and out. Fairmont once again going with the press. And Baker coming down the other end of the court, picks it off. Steals it off the dribble, gets it up court to Baker. Baker with a little shake and bake, and Jess Baker Jess Baker drives into the lane one-on-one with a little shake and bake and an easy layup there for the Firebirds.
That's a lot of Bakers on the court at once. And another turnover there forced by the Firebirds. Trotwood's
Carter gets it to Macy Schwegman. Schwegman will bounce out for three. Into Baker, back out to Carter, and Carter wide open, easy layup. And Marie Carter pushes the Fairmont lead to 20. It's 27-7. And Trotwood will try to slow things down, and of course they're looking for a bucket, but really you got to get going pretty fast.
If they could just hold on to the ball, it would be a win. And that's just a forced shot. Well, I don't know if you want to call that a shot or a pass.
Either way, it'll end in a turnover, and Madison Fisher will check back in for O'Malley Quinlan.
Number 21, Madison Fisher.
Madison Fisher bringing up the ball. We get it out to Jess Baker. Jess Baker inside. Baker. And that is Serena Baker.
Serena Baker from Jess Baker.
And Jess Baker with another assist. I believe that's Jess Baker's 4th or 5th assist of the game to Serena Baker alone. Double team comes down and almost intercepted by Fisher. And Fisher will fight for the rebound. She has it. She'll get it to Carter. Carter pushing the floor. Carter, wide open lane. She's going to drive in. Gets it to Serena Baker. Serena Baker too hard off the glass. And it will be off, out of bounds off of Jess Baker. And Trotwood will take back over. So 16.4 seconds left here in the first half. It's 29-7 for the Firebirds.
Trotwood, 6 seconds left. See if they can get a shot off. It's a wide shot.
And 3 seconds left. Carter, and she will just hold it. She would not even attempt to chuck it down. She will just hold it. And that will take us to halftime. The score at your halftime, Fairmont Firebirds 29, Trotwood Rams 7. Welcome back here to Trent Arena as we are about to start the second half. As we start the second half, the Fairmont Firebirds lead the Trotwood Rams by a score of 29-7. The lead scorer for the Firebirds, number 10, Serena Baker, and she has 14 points. The lead scorer for the Rams, number 4, Brooklyn Woolens, she has 4 points. As we start the second half, they start off with a 3, and that one is good. It's Kirsten Robeson. Carter will break the press herself. We just mentioned earlier in the first half, Carter, a varsity player. Schwegman has a wide open 3. A little too long of a rebound there by Diamond Noble. That one's off, and it will go out of bounds. It'll stay with the Firebirds. Looked like it was out of bounds off of number 22, Aisha Kenyatta. And the inbound from Schwegman will go to Baker. Noble up at the top. Back to Schwegman. Schwegman pump fakes a 3. Steps over. He'll try another one. That one's off the mark. Rebound there for the Firebirds. Down inside to Baker. Jess Baker tries to get it inside. She does. And there is a foul. She made the shot. It was number 24, Diamond Noble. Diamond Noble will be heading to the line for a 3-point play. And the free throw is good. And Diamond Noble, that'll bump up her total to 3 points tonight. And Trotwood trails by 22. Getting down the court a little bit faster than what they have inside. Woolens will shoot the shot, no good. Rebound was rebounded by Trotwood, but Macy Schwegman's able to get her hand in there and force a jump ball. The possession arrow points towards Fairmont. It's Fairmont basketball.
Trotwood's going to come out and play a press kind of like the Firebirds did in the first half. And Mari Carter quickly zooms through it.
Outside Schwegman 3. Schwegman up, and it is off the mark. Offensive rebound, Jess Baker, and Jess Baker a little underhand scoop shot, but it's good enough. It goes in, banks it off the glass. Jess Baker has 4 now in this one. Fairmont leads 34-10. Inside, here's Woolens. Woolens a little floater off the mark. Trotwood tries to save it. It's picked off by Macy Schwegman. Marie Carter will bring it up. Carter gets inside. Pass inside to Noble, and Noble cannot handle it. It's intercepted. Here comes Woolens, a 2-on-1. And Carter is able to knock it off, block the shot at the other end.
Nice trailing defense there by Mari Carter for the Firebirds. Stops an easy bucket in transition.
Macy Schwegman was also right there. We knew one of them would get to Woolens, just did not know who. Carter got there first, was able to block the shot. It remains Trotwood ball. Pass inside, won't go. And
they're going to call a foul.
Just a bad pass there from Trotwood. It's another turnover. And Callie Bowles will pass it into Marie Carter. Once again, they're pressing. Marie Carter has shown that she can just beat the press pretty easy so far all day today. Carter gets inside, and a bad pass. It's intercepted. Baker, the only one that could stop it. And she could not get there in time.
Jordan with the layup there for the Rams as it ends that's their first bucket of the half.
Schwegman once again in her corner, her favorite spot as Bowles brings it up inside, and looks like Diamond Noble could not control it. Coming down the other way, one-on-one. Shot just kind of thrown up, a very arrogant, bad shot. And Marie Carter's going to throw it down. Wide open there is Jess Baker, and Baker's able to finish off on the other end. Baker now has 4 in this half. She has 6 in the game. As Jayla Jordans brings up the ball for Trotwood. 36-12, and we got a whistle called. And another turnover for the Rams. A lot of substitutions coming in for Fairmont. Taylor Wells checks in. Actually, it looks like they waive off the other 2 substitutions. So Taylor Wells, the only substitution checking in for the Firebirds. Carter getting down court pretty fast, beating the press, gets it inside. Serena Baker. Baker kind of like short arms it, not able to get it up to the backboard, but Taylor Wells is right there for the rebound. O'Malley Quinn is up top. O'Malley Quinn's going to drive. O'Malley Quinn in and out of the basket. Rebound, Serena Baker. And Baker has herself 16 points in this one.
Her first bucket of the second half.
And swatted out of bounds. Jess Baker, great defense there for the Firebirds. And for the most part, this 3-2 zone that the Firebirds have had going for them has worked out tremendously for the Firebirds. Now, honestly, quite frankly, if you think about it, Trotwood Zone 2 has worked all right. It's just been the second chance opportunities that's killed them.
Yeah, between offensive rebounds and second shots for the Firebirds, and really Fairmont getting down a whole lot quicker on offense and a lot of early transition buckets.
I'll tell you what, we don't have the exact stats up here, but I guarantee if you take out second chance opportunities, Fairmont's only sitting at right around 20 points.
It's definitely a lot closer. And you limit Trotwood's turnovers.
Just stupid, and it's really not been Fairmont playing outstanding today. Of course, yeah, they've had a great game, but it's been stupid mistakes that Trotwood's made, just that's been shooting themselves in their foot. And they're going to pass this one in, and here comes the Firebirds.
Baker
gets inside. Baker pass out. And Quinlan,
yep.
Quinlan with the mid-range jumper.
And really, Trotwood has 23 turnovers in the game to this point. So definitely a lot of points points that the Rams are losing out on, or at least the opportunity that they're losing out on.
And they're down by 28. And stolen there by Carter. Carter all alone. And Carter will finish off to push the lead for 30. And A jump ball on the ground, and let's see who has possession. It'll stay with the Rams, but 24 turnovers already for the Rams.
Something definitely that you have to work out on defense, or you'll work out in practice, I should say. Hopefully this coach doesn't do a suicide a point or a suicide a turnover. You're going to see Faith Bennett come back to the scores table for the Firebirds, so she'll check in at the next dead ball. And a wide open three.
That's McHenry. That's her first basket of the game. Carter will get it up top. Here comes Fisher. Fisher bringing up the ball. Fisher will get it to Carter at the top. And quite frankly, maybe that's just the difference between varsity and JV is we look at, and it'll be a backcourt violation, but as I was saying, we look at Marie Carter, and we look at her, she's a lot more aggressive, she's playing a lot more faster, she's faster than everybody, she's stronger than everybody. She's just, quite frankly, I feel like if she wanted to, she could absolutely dominate this game.
She probably could, and I think that the coaches are leaving her out, or not making her do that, trying to save her quarters and minutes for the varsity game too.
We've seen a lot better pass IQ from her, and again, maybe that's just the difference between varsity and JV, as that one is off. O'Malley Quinlan took the shot. 3 there, and it is way off the mark. Carter will bring that one back up the floor. We have 1:23 left. Up top, and here's Taylor Wells. Taylor Wells somehow is able to throw it in.
What a shot.
She will be heading to the line to shoot a free throw.
That's a hard-fought free throw, too.
What a shot there for Taylor Wells.
Dayla Dunson with the foul there for the Rams.
Chance to push the lead back up to 30. And Wells connects.
Three-point play is good there for the Firebirds.
Taylor Wells, 3 points. Fairmont has not fouled a lot today. They have only sent Trotwood to the line 1 time. And an intercepted there, Maddie Fisher.
7th turnover of this quarter.
It's a 3-on-1, and Fisher will try to drive, and looks like it is a double dribble. A turnover for the Firebirds, and Trotwood will take over.
And Fairmont, that's only their 11th total turnover of the game, so they're definitely a little bit more disciplined.
Still, though, 11 turnovers, that's something you don't want.
Right.
Just through 3 turnovers, but double dribble there for the Rams, and Fairmont will take back over possession. 25 turnovers now for the Rams. We just mentioned just a few minutes ago, you mentioned a suicide per turnover, running a suicide per turnover, and I'd much rather run only 11 than 25.
Right.
That is O'Malley Quinlan, and she will head to the line to shoot 2.
The Trotwood foul on 23, Larissa Ingram is her first personal foul. That's the team's 3rd.
Taylor Wells has it. She'll kick it back up to O'Malley Quinlan. Quinlan's going to drive. Quinlan's going to kick back out to Carter. Carter, nice little ball fake, gets inside, gets it to Wells. Back out, and Maddie Fisher has the bucket.
20 seconds left, and Trotwood gets it up court quickly, but Trotwood down 32 points here as we wind down the 3rd quarter. Something that I don't think anybody really expected is the bank shot is good there by number 4, Brooklyn Wolins. But I wasn't expecting Fairmont to be up 30 going into the 4th quarter of a JV game. Normally when we cover JV games, they're a little bit more contested, a little bit more even, because you kind of pick the best of the underclassmen to be on the varsity. But Fairmont just soaring above, and that's in part to 26 turnovers for the Rams.
And yeah, we, you know, anything's possible, but I don't think a comeback's possible. Especially with the way that Trotwood's been playing. We mentioned it right before the beginning of the second half that it's not been that Fairmont's been playing absolutely dominating. I mean, they have had a great game, but Trotwood's just been shooting themselves in their foot. They have been turning the ball over, 25, 26 turnovers. And I don't care what level you're on, whether it's varsity, JV, freshman, middle school,
Rec center.
Pee-wee, rec center, NBA, college, whatever level you're on. If you turn over the ball 26 times, you're not winning that game.
Right.
So, and then, of course, a lot of easy second points. You know, only 26 turnovers, so 26 mistakes on the stat sheet, but you got to look further into the mental mistakes as well, too.
At least 10 or 12 offensive rebounds for the Firebirds, second chance points. It all adds up against Trotwood, and that's why Fairmont's up 30 going into the fourth quarter.
And a nice drive there. It's Callie Bowles. And look for Fairmont to be playing a lot of their bench players. We still have one starter on the court. That's Macy Schwegman.
And that might be in part just because she didn't really play much in the first two quarters, so she just needs some playing time.
Callie Bowles will bring up the ball. Gets it out here to Megan Sherrick. And drop pass there by Schwegman, but Sherrick's able to corral it. Callie Bowles is going to try a long three, just short. And a fast break for the Rams. All alone is Bolins, and Bolins is off the glass. That one's good. Puts the lead down to 30, 49-19. Schwegman with the ball. Gets inside. Nice pass inside to Bowles. Bowles off the backboard, won't go.
Another miss, yep. And
another second point chance opportunity. And that one's good. Callie Bowles now 5 points to start this fourth quarter. She has 8 in the game.
Ball tipped there by Schwegman. Wolin's turnaround jumper from the free throw line's no good.
And Wolin's, that was way off. A second chance opportunity. We got a foul. That one will be on Dina Zamara.
And you're going to see Aisha Kenyatta go to the line for 2 throws.
For Trotwood Madison on the free throw line, number 22, Aisha Kenyatta, 2 throws.
Aisha Kenyatta, the sophomore forward. And she makes the first one off of a bank. She now has 3, going for her 4th point in the game with this one. And she banks both of them in.
I think at this point, I think Trotwood will take banks, circus shots, alley-oops, anything to get the ball on the bucket.
They're down by 30 with 5:27 left. A turnover for Fairmont. We haven't seen a whole lot of that today. Down on the other end, and that is number 21, Dalia Dunson. She finishes. Callie Bowles bringing it up. They're going to press. Callie Bowles gets inside. Callie Bowles falling away, and there is a whistle, and there is a foul.
I believe that's going to be on Dudson. Now you're going to see Schwegman come out for the Firebirds, and number 12, Annabelle Schoen. They're shown.
That's why I was telling you to tell them.
Sherrick drives in, gets it to Schoen. Schoen is going to turn over the ball.
And they Firebirds get it right back.
And that's Zamara. And they're going to signal for the 2 shots, and Dina Zamara will head to the line to shoot 2.
I didn't think she was in the act of shooting. I think she was just going for the loose ball. But it'll be 2 throws for the Firebirds.
First one off the mark.
You heard that one thud off the back of the iron.
Just a little too long. And she'll airball the second one.
And that's called overcorrection.
So the first one was a brick. The second one was an airball. Of course, it doesn't really matter. Fairmont's winning 51-23. And Trotwood just turns it over once again. Sherrick is bringing it up. Sherrick gets it to Schoen. Schoen's going to drive baseline. Schoen gets inside. She's looking for the foul. She got the foul. And Annabelle Schoen will head to the line to shoot 2.
That's the team 6.
Foul was on Brooklyn Wollens for the Rams. First one's up and no good.
And the second one will go for Schoen. So Schoen has her first point of the game. Pushes the lead to 29 for the Firebirds with 4:38 left. And it's stolen there by Callie Bowles. But once again, and let's see what happened. They will call a foul. It was stolen from Bolins. Bolins was like, I'll take that right back. Tiptoeing along the baseline. She went out of bounds, but they call a foul. It was on Callie Bowles. Drives inside on Zamara, and that one a little too hard. And an offensive rebound for the Rams. Back out, they're going to reset. Down inside, and they're going to get this one to Bolins. Bolins is going to drive, pulls up, shoots a shot, and that's off the side of the backboard. Second chance opportunity for the Rams. Nicole Moreland is able to make that one. Callie Bowles drives all the way, takes a little step back, and cannot hit that one, but a jump ball, and the arrow points towards Trotwood. It'll remain Trotwood basketball. Checking in for the Firebirds, or no, excuse me.
Yeah, I don't think the scores table has been as.
Yeah, it will be Trotwood ball.
now, yeah.
Taylor Wells checks in for the Firebirds as Macy Schwegman comes out. Moreland with the ball, gets it inside and intercepted. It's Kaylee Keene with it.
She's gonna drive in. She's gonna go. Oh, I thought she was gonna go all the way.
And Kylie Queen with a mid-range jump shot. She puts that one in. That one's good. Extends the lead right back up to 29, 54-25. We're at 3:20 left. And intercepted once again, another turnover, but a travel there. It was on Dina Zamara. She picked up the ball, took one subtle set. And that's something that sometimes the referees don't pick up on. Not the case there. They picked up on that one.
And for some reason, you're going to see Serena Baker come back into the game, number 10 for the Firebirds with 16 points.
And a shot, that one's too short. Faith Bennett can't pull down the rebound. Second chance opportunity. And Bolins has that one. Now Bolins is the first Ram player to get into double digits. She has 10 points. Here comes Schoen. Schoen kicks it out. Here comes Baker. Baker gets inside. Baker's looking for some more points. That one will not be good.
Baker has missed her last 3 shots
Baker
dating back to the third quarter.
14 points in the first half. She only has 2 in this half. Of course, she did not. First half, she played almost the full half. This half, she's only played a couple of minutes because they've been up so much. And Trotwood tries to save it, and that one is no good. They will not get to it in time. It's out of bounds on number 22, Aisha Kenyatta. So where Taylor Wells will pass this in. Trotwood with the press. She'll get it to Serena Baker. Baker dribbling down the court. Gets inside, gets it into Schoen, and Schoen will head to the line to shoot 2. And the clock will stop with 2:26. Trotwood, half of their points, half of what Fairmont has, 54-27.
On the free throw line,
Schoen at the free throw line for the first time tonight.
And Schoen will hit her first shot. She now has 2 points in the game. And the second one is in and out.
Rims out.
We've seen a few shots like that today from both sides. Trotwood looking to score fast, and they shoot a layup that comes up as an air ball.
Maybe instead of an air ball, that was a pass for them.
And tipped there by Schoen. Here comes Schoen.
A lot of contact, and they do call it.
Schoen finished off on the other end, but I don't think that will be in shooting. I think they called the foul way before
he called
shot
the
came
foul,
up.
yeah.
Let's see what they do. They're lining up to shoot free throws.
It was almost too late compared to when he actually called it compared to the foul.
And I don't necessarily know if I agree with this call here. I think that should be on the floor. I think, of course,
it's a 1-on-1 bonus. Trotwood's already up to 8. Didn't pay attention to that. But, I mean, that should have been called an intentional foul because it looked like she just pushed her. Wolin steps inside the arc. Her shot's no good.
Samara the rebound. And Sherrick will bring this one back up the court. Here's Wells. And Wells loses control. And with 1:40 left here, the possibility of a Ram comeback pretty much at 0. It's pretty much been at 0 this whole second half.
Yeah, Trotwood just not able to string together enough possessions of scoring and then getting stops on defense.
And that one's out of bounds. It was knocked out of bounds by Deani McHenry. Great defense there for the Rams.
And really, I mean, if you have one thing to focus on for the Rams to work on, it's the ball control. 9 turnovers in this quarter, not 18 in the second half alone, and that was after 12 in the second quarter by themselves. And that's a lot of contact that was finally called.
And real quick, let's talk about the Rams. Of course, you got things to work on, and that's always. Whenever you're a coach or something, you always want to focus on the bad first because you always want to end something on a positive note. So you talk about the bad first. Of course, there's a lot of bad for the Rams. Rebounding's an issue. Turnovers an issue.
Boxing out.
Arrogant shots, just the basic fundamentals. But I will say this, there is one positive to take away from Trotwood tonight, and that is they never quit.
No, they did not. They stayed and played the whole game.
And, I mean, that's really something you can't coach is to not quit, especially when you're down by this much, down by 30 points. They're still out there playing hard. They didn't quit, and that's something you can't coach. So that's one positive you got to look at it. Out of all the negatives they have, that's one positive the Rams got to take away from this game today.
And the coach never quit coaching for them either. He's still in it, still drawing up plays as Zamara comes up with a loose board.
And if you're Fairmont, you played a great game, and what you want to focus on, maybe if you're a fan watching this, these last 2-3 minutes of a blowout game isn't that interesting. But if you're a coach, that's when you're like focusing because that's when you have a lot of your bench players in, players who don't get to play a lot, see how they do. So maybe they can earn their spot in more playing time next season or even later in this season or something. This is coaches all throughout the game, whether you're losing by a lot, you're winning by a lot, you're very active because even if you have your bench players in, you need to still evaluate them and see how they do and see if you can get them any future playing time.
And I mean, really, looking down my stat sheet, Fairmont, the only really thing to work on, if you want to give Schwegman some more three-point shooting practice, but I've seen in the last game against Springboro that we did with them, she was lights out from behind the arc, so it's just difference of, I guess, if you're on, you're on, you're off, you're off, and you can only shoot yourself out of a slump. And it looks like both teams are going to regress, and Trotwood is just going to dribble it out, and Fairmont's going to pick up a 30-point win in our junior varsity game of the week, 57-27 over the Rams. And really nothing. Fairmont got off to a huge lead early and just kind of cruised to victory from there. Jared Bergstrom and Jackson Lightcap bringing you this one. We will be ready for the varsity action after this break. If you're watching live on Facebook, be sure to tune in for that later on. It should tip off around 7:30 or so.